Ladies and gentlemen, today we go to war. We go to war with a vicious enemy who causes us performance losses, which causes us not to get everything we should possibly get out of our laptop. We go to war with an enemy that everybody has seen at least once or twice. And this enemy, he has a name, and that name is Thermal Throttling. We will vanquish this enemy. It will no longer invade our laptop and cause us frustrating moments within our games, within our productivity. We will vanquish him from this realm, and he will never return.
I'm scared, Sarge. We're all scared, son.
Hey everybody, welcome to Poor Geezer Tech. This is a channel that has no studio, no advertising, no sponsors. Everything done here comes out of my pocket. And hopefully you'll get a little bit of information and a little bit of knowledge to make your dollar go a little bit farther and make you feel more comfortable that you made a wise decision. So, let's take a look at today's victim. What we have here is the 2019 Dell G7 17-inch 7790 series laptop. It's new for 2019. It comes with an 8750H, RTX 2060, and 16 gigabyte of single channel memory. Now keep in mind that Dell's offerings today offer a higher CPU, the 9750H, 16 gigabyte of dual channel RAM, and it's also available in the 2060 RTX if you so desire. Unfortunately, they changed this after I bought mine, and by the time that I returned overseas to get this, well, I missed out on the return. But I'm happy with it. I've had this for about 3 weeks now, and it seems very functional. It's good looking, it's solid, aluminum chassis, aluminum case, aluminum top. It's got all the ports you could ever wish for on here, including Thunderbolt, and that's always nice to have. But the problem with all laptops, especially the newer ones, is they build up heat, and the 8750 Intel is no exception. So what we want to do today is show you, the viewers, how we can limit this thermal throttling and get a little bit more performance out of this unit. Okay, so what you're going to need here to start is you're going to need some software. The first is AIDA64, ThrottleStop, and MSI Afterburner. I'll have links in the description down below where you can download these. Once you get them installed, let's go ahead and start AIDA64. Okay, and here we go. The only thing we're concerned with is the benchmarking tool at this point in time. If you go ahead and select that, you'll see we have the upper portion and the lower portion. The lower portion is what we're going to be concerned with. Down here in the left hand corner is a start button. If you go ahead and select start, it will start the stress test on your CPU. Now, I don't know how long you want to run this. There's a timer down here. I would recommend running it about 5 minutes. Over here on the right, you'll notice we're getting 100% CPU usage, and anything that has to do with throttling is going to happen in the lower right. Now, I've already run this benchmark 100 times. I'm not going to occupy anybody's times by going through it again. It's just so you know where it is. You can hit the stop button at any time, and there's also a clear. If you wish to save them, you can also save your results. That's up to you. Go ahead and minimize that, and we're going to bring up throttle stop. This is where the magic's going to take place. As you'll notice on my CPU, I have 2 cores that I just cannot bring down under 100%. But hey, that's a CPU silicon lottery. You get good ones, you get bad ones. I got one that is so-so. But once we get ThrottleStop up and running, there's a few things that you need to do before we get started. And one of them is put a check mark up here where it says speed shift. That's going to be important. Also, if there is a check mark at the BD Pro Shot, go ahead and remove that at this time. Down here is where the magic's going to start at the FIVR. If you go ahead and select that. Now, note that mine are already set. However, the first thing you'll need to do is on your CPU core, put a check mark in the unlock adjustable voltage. Once that's done, come down to the offset voltage. Notice that you have 3 settings: 1000 millivolt, 250 millivolt, and 125 millivolt. Most of the time, you're going to be at the 125 millivolt. However, in my particular CPU, I selected the 250. Currently, I have mine at 150 millivolts, undervolt. But for your purposes, probably to start out with, you'd want to go ahead and check the 125. You can adjust the slider wherever you want it. You're not going to hurt anything. You can go ahead and set it to 125. The next thing you want to do is go to your CPU cache. Once again, put a check mark in the unlock of adjustable voltage. I have mine currently set on my cache at minus 125 millivolt. You are probably okay there also. Most people are. Once you have that done, hit your apply button. I'm going to go ahead and set my back to 150 or 40. I'll put it at 150. I know it's safe. You hit apply. Select the OK save voltages immediately, and that way it will update them. And then hit the OK button. That closes out this screen, and we don't need to be here anymore. You can go ahead and run AIDA64 again, just to see what the results are. You should see a great improvement. I'll run mine here just a little bit, just to show. Again, run this for approximately 5 minutes, or at least until you're satisfied. If you have any problems, if it crashes, then go and reduce your millivolt offset on the CPU core. I'll stop mine and close it out because we're done there. Now, one of the things that you're going to want to do is you probably want ThrottleStop to start up every time you start your system. To do that, we'll run a scheduler. Simply go to Task Scheduler, and what we're going to do is create a basic task. Now, I already have mine set up, but you'll want to do that. You'll create a basic task, give it a name. Call it ThrottleStop. When do you want it to start? When the computer starts. What action do you want the task perform? Start a program. And what you will do now is you will go down and find the directory where you have ThrottleStop installed, select it, hit open, and then hit next. I don't want to do any of this, so I'm going to cancel out because I already have it going. This way, whenever you start your system, ThrottleStop already starts up for you. You don't need to do it yourself. Now with that done, let's go ahead and move into MSI Afterburner because we can get more performance out of this puppy. So I'll go ahead and minimize my throttle stop, and I'm going to start my MSI Afterburner. I selected the default layout. Now, this is where things get really easy if you have an RTX 20 series card installed. The way MSI made it easy is it will automatically overclock your GPU. If you click on the little graph right next to core clock, it's a curve editor. It brings up the voltage frequency curve editor, and you'll notice up here in the right hand corner it says OC scanner. You go ahead and click that, and it's going to run a test. This test will take a long time, probably 10-12 minutes. At the end, you'll get a message that says 90%, which means that MSI is pretty sure it can do it at 90%. Once that is done, you will select the scan button. The scan button will go ahead and put those changes in place, and it will give you a progress report. Once that is done, and everything's all hunky-dory, you didn't set off a nuclear warhead, and the groundhog didn't see a shadow, what you'll need to do is go here to where it says Profiles, and select Profile 1. This will save that curved profile in MSI Afterburner. But hey, we ain't done yet. What we want to do is we want to go into some options here and make sure this thing works like it's supposed to. Make sure that we start with Windows and we start minimized. And that's pretty much all we want to worry about at this time. Once that is done, hit the startup button. And as the message will tell us, this thing will start up when we start Windows. So you'll have ThrottleStop running with your settings, and you're going to have MSI Afterburner going at the same time. Go ahead and rerun your benchmarks. Do a little bit, maybe 3D Mark demo. I know you kind of have to get this from Steam now. So if you don't have a Steam account, you'll need to get a Steam account. Steam account's going to run your Time Spy and your Firestrike benchmarks. You can run them before and after. You can run them before and after you make your settings changes and see the difference that you get. I will go ahead and show you my differences that I got on my system from before and after. Just so you know what performance gains you'll get. Okay, I ran Cinebench also, and here's my stock results. It's 2492 on Cinebench. After I applied my settings, I have 2734, so I definitely improved in performance by doing that. Here we've got Firestrike with stock settings is 13390. After the MSI overclock and my undervolting, we had 14576. Once again, it's an improvement in performance. Time Spy 5552. That's stock. After all my settings and changes with MSI and undervolting, I got 6159. Once again, it's a performance increase. And that's pretty much what it's all about, folks. It's about a performance increase. Get rid of the thermal throttling, you'll get more FPS. in your games, especially the ones that require more CPU usage. And to wrap it up, am I happy with this system? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with Dell's system. It's a solid laptop. It performs well. It could use a little bit better cooling. If you looked on the bottom of the laptop, you would see only two small vents, both of them over each fan for the GPU and the CPU. They should have added a little bit more for the middle of the system because it does get pretty toasty. But overall, there's no complaints here. And so that pretty much wraps it up today, kiddies. Put your comments below. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. Like I said, there's no studio. There's no reviews being sent to me. No sponsors. Everything comes out of my own pocket. And this is the inaugural debut. So take care and have a great day.